afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, April 5, 2025. There is a light that shines beyond all things on this earth, beyond us all, beyond the heavens, beyond the highest, the very highest heaven. This is the light that shines in your heart. Chandogya Upanishad. For thousands of years, the ancient yogis of India have spoken of a divine secret hidden in plain sight. It's a sacred, luminous center of great joy within the chest, known as the Hridaya, or lotus of the heart. This is not some poetic metaphor or esoteric idea. It is a real energetic space, a gateway into the infinite, the place where your soul is seated and the truth of who you are quietly awaits. Patanjali, the founder of yoga, is a great sage and author of the ancient Yoga Sutras. One of the most profound messages he has delivered to humanity is the heart lotus in his ancient sutras. He describes resting in the lotus center as a return to the seer, the self, resting in its own nature, untouched, undistracted, and utterly still. That center of stillness is the lotus of the heart. It is the radiant throne of awareness, the source of deep eternal love, and the origin point of all true spiritual awakening. In the ancient yogi practices, it is shared that when the petals of this lotus begin to open, often through meditation, devotion, or deep inquiry, the experience is like no other. You begin to feel your own divine nature shining from within. There is a clarity that pierces illusion, a silence that speaks louder than thought, a joy that has no cause. And from this joy arises remembrance. You remember what you are. You remember God not as something out there, but as the presence pulsing in your own being. The Sacred Heart Center is the true compass of the path of awakening. It doesn't care about philosophies, lineages, or outer practices. It responds only to sincerity. And when your attention turns inward with love and humility, the lotus begins to bloom. The more you rest your awareness there, the more alive it becomes. And at some point, it no longer feels like you are meditating on it. It begins meditating you. This is the real gift of the lotus. It doesn't just help you feel good. It helps you see everything clearly. And when you see everything clearly, you begin to live with the purpose, with passion, with peace. You do not have to pretend, fix, or force anything anymore. Life becomes less about control and more about communion. Now, there's many doorways to this sacred space. Breath, silence, mantra, visualization, surrender. What matters most is that your approach is sincere. The heart doesn't respond to force. It responds to reverence. When you enter gently, it opens naturally, like a flower opening to the sun. This Christ-like heart space is not hidden from you. It has always been here inside you, now, waiting. When the heart becomes clear and empty of self, the lotus of consciousness opens, and God reveals himself there in his full glory. Shri Anadamajai Ma. You want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position with no outside interference. Relaxed into your body. Still as a statue, focused on your breath, rising and falling. Everything is about our discovery, each of us, when we decide. It isn't a race, as I've said repeatedly. When you decide for yourself that you're going to go within, you're going to surrender to the God that you are, and you're going to just let go of everything. And here's where trust, faith, and confidence play such a powerful role for you and this universe. If you have a doubt, and it doesn't have to be a major doubt. It can be just a tiny grain of sand doubt. You undo it. Okay? And you may not even be aware that you have doubt. Most of us will, in this material physical world, we will doubt things. We do. You say, well, I don't know about that. Well, about this. But what happens when we have total faith, confidence, and trust in ourselves in this universe? Our vibrational frequency is balanced with the universal frequency of massive, great abundance and prosperity, as well as everything else. If you kind of visualize let's say you're out in space, the darkness of space, and you're in a lotus position, which means that you've seen it, where if you see Buddha and statues where their legs are crossed, folded up, and it's a comfortable position. And you're looking around, and you see all these strands, right? Strands are energetic frequencies. They look like gold, silver, shimmering, but they're going everywhere. And you see them going off in many different. It almost looks like it's just one tapestry. There's so many of them. And you look and you see this strand coming. It looks like it's to you, but your frequency is lower, so the strand sets up there and flows. Almost like you can reach your arm up, take the strand, pull it down. But you try to pull it down, you can't. It's fixed. And you begin to realize that your vibrational frequency is not in tune with the universal vibrational frequency, which is yours in particular. We all have a universal vibrational frequency. It's not difficult. It's not a complicated comprehension. What it is that you begin to realize and be aware that it depends on what you send out. It's your attitude, your personal perception of you, your life, this world. And it all depends on that. Now, many of us don't know that we have this kind of like a thermostat or temperature gauge. And when our frequencies, when we lower our frequencies, whether consciously or unconsciously, that stream, that strand, it stays there. Okay? But you're not up there because of your frequency. So it passes over you. Now you begin to comprehend and say, well then, I will increase my vibrational frequency of deep eternal love for oneself and all things, and commune with the God that I am within this body. When you do that, and it's a very firm commitment, you will increase your vibrational frequency. As you do that, you will ascend. You will move up. And as you move up, the strand reconnects with you. It is not going to lower its frequency to meet your lower frequency. It doesn't do that. Because our natural state of being, as the supreme, powerful, omnipotent beings that never die that we are, that's our natural state of being, that vibrational frequency. All the other ones that we generate are not our natural state. Now, it doesn't mean that we know that we're consciously aware of that. Some of us are getting to that by saying that I really don't care to stay here in this lower frequency for any length of period of time. I know I'm in it. I'll embrace it and then let it go. When we visualize this and we can see it, then we know that if you don't have things, let's say that you, for some reason, you don't feel good, you're not happy, these are all self-induced. And when you lower your vibrational frequency, you will get sick. This is why a lot of people, it isn't explainable. Very healthy people and everything, and all of a sudden they get sick. And since the current structure of this planet, the way it is, it's rapidly changing, we don't know about that. We really don't. So when we fall, when we move ourselves into the lower densities, the frequencies, we become sick. Many different ways. Now, we don't correlate that with spirit, with source at all. We correlate it with the organic, material, physical world. Now, I'm not saying that the body doesn't get ill at times and that type of thing. This is different. You feel this, but not in the way that you normally would. It comes from within. You feel heavy. And this is sustained, and this is why we get ill. It's sustained for lengths of time. And since we are not aware of the fact that we are doing it to ourselves by lowering our frequency for an extended period of time without the awareness that we're doing it, can you see the dilemma there? One might ask, well, what happens when you become aware and you immediately increase your vibrational frequency to connect with the universal source? You are no longer sick. If you look at all of the healing modalities on this planet, and you look at all of these devices that you've seen and may be applied to your body throughout the ages, they're all about higher frequency, sustained, not, a little bit here, a little bit there. Sustained higher frequencies. It's like the music on this planet at one time was a very healthy frequency for all of us. And then unfortunately, the dark matter, lower matter frequencies shifted that into a lower vibrational frequency, all music on the planet. It's like when you go up to a piano and you tap the keys, right? And the keys, the piano is really out of tune. It sounds horrible. You ever done that? Maybe you have, or maybe you've listened or seen it. And you go, wow, that really needs to be tuned up. So when a piano tuner comes in and tunes it up, it is absolutely, the music and the tone and the clarity is breathtaking. That's like our bodies. If we do not maintain knowingly a higher vibrational frequency, not because we have to, not because we're forced to, but because it's our natural state of being, and we move ourselves into it, and we vibrate that. And the more we go into discover the gods that we are, the higher that frequency gets. And once you get to a certain level of that frequency, you never return to the lower frequencies. You just don't return to them. This takes a deep commitment from every one of us, should we decide to do that. And when you move into that frequency, you are that frequency, the God that you are. So this is also about you discovering the God that you are in the body and vibrating at that harmony, like a finely tuned piano. And that frequency resonates. So what else do you do? It goes out and it affects everything around you. Okay? It isn't contained. It is who and what you are. It affects everything. Animals, insects, blades of grass, tree, everything. And like when you go out into nature, or your version of nature, and you're very quiet and very still, and you're not thinking about anything because you're in the now, you can sense the actual energies of the air around you. You can feel it. You can feel these frequencies. And you can feel them change or ascend. Their frequency increases because your frequency is at the universe. It is very high frequency. And it lifts all things into that frequency. Now you can look at, this is what your ego mind might say, oh, yeah, okay, sure, right. But then you look at it from the heart-mindedness, and you view it, and the feeling that you have within that space in the heart is that this is a natural state. This is my true natural state of being. This is the true natural state of being for everything on this planet. In it, on it, above it, and below it. It isn't just for a selected few. Because all of us have gods within us. And we can look, but we embrace that frequency, which is coming from the God within us. See, we connect with it. We're no longer swimming around trying to catch that fish. We're flowing with schools of fish. And we let go. And we surrender 24/7, every single day. You're constantly surrendering. It's not like once in a while. Every day you're surrendering. Sometimes you'll repeat your surrender on many things because the ego mind doesn't care to have them gone. So it'll put them back in. It'll bring them back in. And so you'll turn around and say, I surrender this. Universe, this is yours. I give this to you. And you let it go. When you let it go, you don't visit it again. And it just doesn't come in again. But the ego mind is there, and it will push it back in. And so push it back in, and you will do the same thing again. I surrender this to you, universe. I let go of this. I give it to you. Universe will gladly take it because it wants the best for you on all levels. It wants everything that you want for you. So then you begin to, more and more, because you feel it, sustain that vibrational frequency. Deep, eternal love for oneself and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's what you do. Then you become the God again within the body. You stay as the God that you are within the body. You don't forget about it. It doesn't leave you. It doesn't come and go. It is there like it always has been, except you're aware. When you have conversations with the God that you are. When you pray to the God that you are. When you show reverence to the God that you are. If you choose to worship, you worship the God that you are. You see how that works? Nothing is outside of you. You don't bow down to things outside of you. If you want to bow down to the God that you are. You see how that feels? It emanates from your chest. That space. It's a real space. It is kind of a jump gate to a whole new way of experiencing, of knowing, of embracing. And by doing that, you affect everything around you. Everything. Isn't that amazing? And it's a fact. It isn't even debatable. You'll debate it. People debate it because of their ego minds. And because it's an unknown to the majority of the people on this planet. But slowly but surely, as we make the commitment, we will discover it. I guarantee you, you will not ever desire to leave it. This is the transition. This is the massive spiritual transition of the people of this planet. It isn't conflict. See, all that stuff, when you realize your true, natural, vibrational frequency, your harmonics, then you know how powerful you are. Just one of us. And we've seen it throughout the ages. And through heart-mindedness and not ego-mind, we are truly the gods that we are within these bodies. And we have embraced the gods that we are in these bodies. And we know that these bodies, as long as we choose to stay in these bodies, we will stay in these bodies. It will no longer be unknown. Okay? It won't be. Now, what would it be like in that high vibrational frequency that you sustain of your natural state of being, of the God that you are within that body? What would it be like? A bird's eye view of it. There would be no conflict. There would be no hatred of oneself or others. There would be no judgment. There would be no pain and suffering. There would be no worrying, no stress, no anxiety. In the quiet time of this meditation, focus on that. And what one might say, well, how do you focus on it? Just by being in silence. Focus on that. See it. Be it. You come full circle. That is a God planet paradise. Okay? That's where we're going. One might say, what about the others? They'll be there eventually. They just haven't gotten there yet. And when we surrender, forgive ourselves, love ourselves deeply and eternally, all parts of ourselves, all parts, then we will be at complete, total peace. Not only with ourselves, but everything around us. That's the massive spiritual evolution that this civilization is now in. Now, you won't see, so to speak, the transition. Most won't. Some will. And the shift in vibrational frequencies. And you'll also experience the fact that those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies that have kept this civilization in a suspended animation for hundreds of thousands, if not millions and billions of years. For many of us, it's being lifted. Who's doing all this? We are. You see the irony to it? When you see something happening, you look at it as separate, right? It isn't in your vicinity, but you're watching it, and it's happening. And you believe that you aren't part of it. You're not part of that. But in actuality, all of us are, because all of us created it. Where attention goes, energy flows. We all know that. But when you knowingly increase your vibrational frequency through deep eternal love, surrendering, embracing the God that you are, praying to the God that you are, you shift it. The whole field shifts. Everything shifts. And then when you do that, you, in the center of your heart space, you feel that frequency just exudes. And you see and feel everything shift around you. And that's heart-mindedness. See, it cannot be ego mind, because that won't occur in ego mind. And it will expand. It'll grow. And it will go out from you 360 degrees. Might at first just be a little space. And then it goes larger and larger and larger. And then it encompasses the entire planet. And then this solar system. And then this quadrant of the galaxy. And then the whole galaxy. And then this universe. Imagine, with the majority of us in that spiritual comprehension, and embrace that and feel it, and then you'll really, really comprehend what a God-planet paradise is all about. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Do you know why there is so much suffering in this world? Because most everyone is over-identified with their thoughts and wrapped up in the ego, which is an illusionary, limited identity. This ego trip gets in the way of knowing yourself to be a divine, flowing source of love, sweetness, and joy. Drop whatever knowledge you have that is causing you to cling to your ego. Stop reacting and start to consciously allow life's natural, intelligent, and conscious, loving energy to flow through you. You are divine essence itself. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here Sunday, April 6, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you nor outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.